Hello everyone, my name is Daniele Bazzano and I'm intern at Master New Media and I'm here with my friend and colleague Andre Deutmeyer who is connecting live with us from Seoul in South Korea. Hi Andre, how are you doing?
Hey Danny, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. So Andre, I want to chat a little bit with you about your internship experience here about Master New Media. Just tell me, how did it all started?
Well, Danny, to tell you the truth, the way I got started with mass media is that a few months back, I think it's about 3 months now. 3 months back, I was looking for something new to do. I mean, the reason for that is that my job here in Seoul is I'm an English teacher here, right? And it actually leaves me quite a bit of free time on the side to pursue some of the things that I enjoy, some of the things that that I kind of really want to do. And one of those things that interests me, right, is web publishing, online technology, and yada yada yada. So about 3 months back, I was, just kind of reading through some of the blogs and stuff that I go through, and I actually saw a link to Robin Good's Master New Media page, right? And he was saying that he was looking for interns, and I read it. I thought, wow, this is interesting. This is something that might be really good for me. So I kind of sat around, I thought about it for a while, and then about a week or two later, I read your post, Danny, and after reading that post, I was like, this sounds really good. This sounds like something that I really want to do. So I went ahead at that point and I sent Robin Good an email, and then he called me. We chatted a little bit, and the rest is history. And now here I am.
That's great. So I was the one who introduced you to Master New Media. That's cool, man. So, Andre, you said you are an English teacher. I mean, how do you manage to find the time to stay with your friends, stay with your girlfriend, work, and at the same time do this internship at Master New Media, which many times, can be very time consuming?
That's a really good question, Danny. And a lot of times I actually wonder, how I can stick with it myself. And I think the biggest thing for me, the reason that I stick with this internship, right, and I stick it out at Master New Media is because this is really what I want to do. It's not, teaching is fun. I enjoy it, but I personally don't want to go into education as a future. I mean, I don't think that's where my future lies, right? And I think, something more independent is something more like independent web publishing, right, is what I would like to do in the future. That's the reason that I really kind of stick with it. As far as like finding the time goes, well, it's just like anything else in life, right? If you want to do it, then you have to make time for it. So I make sacrifices in other areas, personal life being the biggest one, right? I mean, I still have to work my job because it pays me, pays the bills and stuff. But a lot of times now when I'm spending time with my girlfriend, we'll be doing something productive together, right? I'll be working on an article, perhaps. She'll be studying or doing internship applications of her own, right? So that's kind of where we get to spend time together now. And every once in a while, I do save time for myself. I still go out. I still watch the occasional movie. I actually watched. Let's see, what was the last movie? It doesn't really matter, but yeah, I do have time to go out and do things like have dinner with my girlfriend, go to the movies. It's just I have to be a little bit more careful now with how I spend my time.
That's great, Andre. Thank you for sharing your experience here. But now let's make this straight. Just tell me 3 pros and 3 cons about your internship experience here. Straight. Just don't think about it.
Oh yeah, that's actually a harder question than you might think. All right, let's go with the 3 pros first, because I think that's a lot easier. I mean, like I've already said, first thing is the opportunities available here. I'm learning a lot of stuff, and I'm learning a lot of stuff that interests me, which is one big pro as to why I'm here. Second one is actually the people. I love the atmosphere. I like how laid back everybody can be. There's very few places in the world where I can actually wear a beanie to work, right? And that's great for me. Robin, Danny, yourself, and the other people who work at Master New Media are all great people. And as for the third reason, right, this is, it can provide a future for me. I mean, this is something that where I can, be my own boss, in the future, and that's really, kind of what attracts me to Master New Media and this and what I'm doing right now. As far as the cons, that's a little bit more difficult. 3 cons. Honestly, I can only really think of one off the top of my head, and that's the whole sacrificing, all those things that I used to do, right? Going out and, going to karaoke until 6 a.m., right? Or, drinking, at the local pub with my friends, okay? I've given up those things, and that's the only real con. I mean, it's not, I'm not going to play it down and act like it's not a big sacrifice because, I think it is a sacrifice, but it's one that I'm willing to make. I hope that's, answers your question. The other 2 cons, I just have to get back to you that later on, Danny.
Sounds great, Andre. You really answered my question. There was no need to go to the other 2 cons. So, I think this internship is a difficult path that you are walking, but it is definitely something that you would advise to someone else who wants to become a publisher. What are your advices to them? I mean, what would you advise?
For others who are interested in this internship, I would say that you have to be willing to, you have to know in your mind, right, in your heart, that this is something that you want to do. Because, there is very little, right, actually saying, there's no one telling you have to come to work every day, okay? I mean, this is a choice that you make. So you have to know in that your heart, this is what you want to do. And especially in my position, right, where I have another job, it's even more necessary, to realize that this is something, that you want to do. This is something that's important, and this is something that you want to learn how to do. So you have to really decide, right? Before you jump into this, decide that this is something that you see yourself doing in the future. You see, it being some kind of productive, being a productive relationship for you in the future. Once you've made that decision, I think the internship will go smoothly. You'll have some difficulties, you'll be learning a lot of new stuff. We'll be making some mistakes. But overall, right, as long as you have that idea in mind, right, that this is what I want to do, and I'm going to stick with it, right, no matter, the obstacles that face me, no matter the problems I encounter, right, I'm going to stick with it. If you have that attitude, if you have that kind of attitude, then I don't see how you can fail. I think that, this would be a great opportunity for you to, learn something new. And on top of that, right, Robin is flexible. I mean, he's a nice guy. He understands that, if you have other commitments in your life, sure, you just have to tell him, right? I mean, you have to work with him, you work things out. And in that sense, right, it's great. I really couldn't ask for a better, mentor, a better internship.
That was great, Andre. Thank you very, very much for sharing your experience, and it's been a real pleasure talking to you. So I'll chat with you later, or we'll prepare another article together.
Yes,
Ciao.
sir, Danny. I had a great time. Thank you very much for having me. Talk to you later. See you later, man.